Hello and welcome to My Time, UC Davis Integrative Medicine's Gentle Yoga class. I'm Maureen Craig. I'm your host this evening for our practice. So glad to see you joining me. And if you got the email, you know my intention was to focus on joy. So always I leave the chat open before I begin class. If you have comments or thoughts that you're wanting to share with me, please feel free to use the chat before class. We'll go ahead and get started now. I'm going to just push my little table aside. And our little chair. For those of you who maybe have not joined me before, I encourage people to have a chair or something that helps them be stable. And that's kind of up to you what is helpful to you. But if you need a little help getting up and down from the mat or something to hold you a little more stable in some of the balance postures, a yoga chair or any chair that doesn't have wheels on or a table can be very helpful for that. Okay, let's get started by settling down on our mat. Find a comfortable seated posture. And begin by just kind of glancing around your space, remembering where you are. And take a nice breath in. And slowly turn your attention a little bit more inward. And if you're comfortable, lowering your gaze or closing your eyes. And just feeling the movement of the breath in the body. The in-breath is so important, just feeling that flowing into the body. And the out-breath, releasing and letting go of tension, allowing the weight of the body really to land in this moment. Sometimes when our mind is filled with busy to-dos, the body gains a lot of tension. Right now we're kind of arriving, letting the body be. Nice breath in. Feel the fullness for a moment and then let it go, melting out of the body. Another full breath in. Hold at the top for a moment and then letting it go, yielding the weight of the body to the earth. Letting the exhale be complete. Full breath in. Slowly release. Another breath in. Let it go. Continuing this pattern of a little deeper breath in and a little longer exhale. And then bringing the attention to the breath over the heart and just watching the breath as the chest lifts and falls. As the belly fills and empties. And turning to the emotional body, the felt sense in the torso or around the heart. And just inquiring, how am I doing in this moment? What is it that I need? And then perhaps inquiring if there is any joy that is here that you can notice. Almost in every moment there's challenges and blessings. Is there some joy that you can notice, that you can let bubble up a bit to bring to your attention? Some appreciation for function in your body, or a meaningful connection with another person, or the blessings of shelter or other resources. And although you may choose your own intention, I'm going to encourage you to choose the intention for joy, bringing joy to your yoga practice. Feeling the tallness now in your spine, reaching up through the crown of the head. And gently let the chin come down to the chest. Begin gently rocking the head a little bit left and right as you stretch out the back of the neck. Roll the shoulders forward, up towards the ears. And as the head raises, let the shoulders come down the back. And do that shoulder roll a few times. Just really feeling the shoulders and the arms rotating on the chest. The ribs are here and the shoulders rolling. 3 to 5 times, really letting them drop down the back. Coming forward, up towards the ears, down the back. One more time. And let them land and bring the hands out into a T and roll the thumbs back. Let the shoulder blades come together a little bit, feeling that kind of opening across the heart. And the shoulder blades, really tightening in there between the shoulder blades. And then palms down, drop that right hand to the mat and sweep over with the left hand, feeling the hip on the left. Push down towards the earth. Inhale through the center and take that on the other side. If your mat is a little bit sticky, let your hand really grip into the mat. Opening the ribs on the right, big breath. Come through center, exhale, side bend. Fill the ribs with the breath now. And exhale again. Inhale through center, exhale, side bend. Fill the ribs and release. Sweep both hands up to the sky. Lift through the heart. Exhale, twist off to the right. Lengthen and revolve. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, twist. And release. Let's come on over onto our hands and knees, and we'll get into a little cat-cow. And warm up the spine just a little bit. So if you're seated on a block or so, you can set that aside. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders and the knees are under the hips. And just come into Bittilasana, or cow posture, where the tailbone is lifted, heart is lifted. Exhale, Marjariasana. Let the spine lift up in the center. Inhale, Bittilasana. Exhale, Marjariasana. 3 or 4 times this little undulation of the spine to warm it up. And after you finish your last one, taking one more. And then spread the knees just a little bit and bring the toes together. Drop the hips back in child's pose. Let the torso kind of come between the thighs as you crawl the fingers forward, lengthening out from tailbone to fingertip. And letting the head rest between the biceps, and it may come towards the mat. Fill the back body with breath. And slowly crawl the fingers over to the left, leaving the right hip down as the fingers are crawling over. Feel that stretch on the right side of the body with the breath. And then walk the hands over to the right, leaving the left hip settle down towards the mat. Good stretch and fill on the left side body. Walking back to the center, press the hands into the mat. As you walk the hands towards your knees, bring your knees back in. We're going to take a rabbit posture. So for rabbit posture, you're just going to bring the top of the head to the mat and tuck the toes. And then just roll up onto the top of the head, which stretches out the back of the neck a little bit. My jacket is getting in the way. We're gonna let my jacket get a new place. So just rolling over the top of the head just to stretch out the back of the neck. And then reach the hands back, and if they can, grasp the heels. That's helpful. And pull on the heels. As you unfold the body, we'll come into camel. So you can place your hands on the heels, squeeze the glutes and lift the hips. Alternatively, you can do just one side, half camel. Squeeze the glutes, lift the one arm, and then switch to the other arm. Breathing. And again on each side. And then gently bringing your hands down to the mat and walking your hands forward. Now, if you have any sleeves on, I encourage you to push them up so you can use your forearms. We're going to bring our forearms down to the mat. And this is going to be melting heart. So the forehead is on the mat, the knees are on the mat. And just feel in the center of the back as the heart reaches back for the thighs. There's engagement in the center of the back. Then you're going to float out. You can either leave your knees down or you can float them up into dolphin plank or knee down dolphin plank, either one. Then exhale back to melting heart or to dolphin dog, your choice, okay? So listening to your body and where you are in this moment. There's no competition with what you can do on a different day. Inhale, float it out to a version of plank or knee down plank. And then exhale it back, get the hips high. Feel that engagement in that center of the back as you push into the forearms. One more time, float it out to plank. Exhale it back. And if your knees are not down, bring them down and walk the hands back towards the knees, tuck the toes. And we'll come up into a squat. Find a little balance here. Challenge yourself a little bit with your balance. Maybe hold a focus point. Let the hands come up. Push into the feet and rise on up. High heels and land in your mountain. We'll take just a little balance posture. And with balance, we like to always use a drishti point or some kind of focus point about 6 to 8 feet in front of us. So we'll come into our tree posture, bring all the weight into the right leg. And you can use the left foot just by resting it on the tippy toe and the foot on top of the bridge of the foot. Or you can bring it up to the calf, or some people like to bring it up to the thigh. Take a moment to notice the pelvis. Try and keep it lifted out of the hip and not sinking. Feel that tallness in your tree. And then reach those arms up like little branches of your tree. And breathing. After the third breath, we'll come into eagle. So bring the top leg over the top of the knee and that same elbow under. Wrap the hands together, reach them up a little, exhale them down a little. Ooh. And reach them up, unfold and open into a star, 5-pointed star, balancing, and let it go, cleansing breath. Let go of any tension that might be building in your arms or legs. And now those balancing challenges are, well, they are challenging. So please be very patient with yourself as you go into these. Our expectations are just, we try. Okay, planting all your weight now in the left foot and finding your tree on this side. Let's go for 3 breaths here. Lifting up out of that hip, feeling your fingertips reaching for the sky. The next move is into eagle. So bring the knee over and that same arm, the elbow under. Breathing. Unfold the arms and open into your star. And let it go. Okay, we did a little balance. We'll have a few more opportunities for balance, but more within flow. So go ahead and come to the top of your mat and find your mountain posture. We'll take just a few half salutations to warm up a little bit. So find your heels weighted. Like to have a lot of weight in the heels, the biggest bone in the foot. The knees, the hips, the shoulders stacked. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take the right wrist into the left hand. Exhale over in a side bend. Inhale through center, switch the grip. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, release the grip. Bring the hands behind the nape of the neck. Draw the back of the legs up by squeezing the glutes, lifting the heart, and spreading the elbows. Reach the hands up for the sky, out in a Y, and then exhale, float down, bending at the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. A little softness in the knees at this point. We're just warming up the hamstrings. Inhale, sweep the hands behind you all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we'll take that again. Inhale up. Take the right wrist into the left hand. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center and side bend. Inhale through the center, squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, hands behind the head, elbows wide. Little baby back bend here, strong legs. Reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, tailbone goes back, float slowly down. Forward fold, inhale, half lift. Draw the shoulder blades down as the crown reaches out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms behind you, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now this time we'll move forward with our sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, reach up, squeeze the glutes, lift the heart, hands behind the head, elbows spread. Keep the legs strong as you reach up in a Y with the arms, then scoot the bottom back, gently float down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulder blades down. Exhale, fold, step back on the right, bring the knee down to the mat. In a low lunge, 2 lanes of traffic. Reach the arms up, exhale, let your hips sink towards the forward heel. Bring the hands to the mat and draw them back. Hurdler stretch. Toes reach back for you. Get a good hamstring stretch here. And walk the hands forward. Tuck the toes and step back to your plank. Push the hips up, down dog. This is our first down dog of the evening, so take a moment to pedal out the back of the legs. Lengthen out from fingertips to tailbone, a little softness in the knees perhaps. When you're ready, float forward into plank. Bring the left knee down and step the right foot forward into the lunge position. Sweep the arms up and exhale. Bring the hips towards the forward heel. And then bring the hands down to the mat as you walk that hip back. Draw it back, lengthening out the hamstring. And walk the hands forward. Tuck the back toes. Come to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, release. Now, if you have some blocks, I really would like you to use those for our next flow. We're going to explore crescent lunge and runner's lunge a little more deeply. So grab a block or two, or you can also use a chair, something to stabilize yourself here in the lunge position. Okay, coming into your mountain, feel that tallness. And this little flow was inspired by my finding out that my bone density was dropping a little bit and looking for exercises that create a little more weight bearing. So when you go on just one leg, you double the weight on that leg. With the other leg, you double the weight on that leg. So this is ways to help improve your bone density. Okay, standing in your mountain, inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the right, coming to your runner's lunge, 2 lanes of traffic. This is where I'm going to have you take your blocks. If you have 2 blocks, that's perfect. If you don't, work with a table, a chair, or 1 block. You can work with just 1 block if you want to, and place your hand on the knee on the other side. Okay? Once you're letting a little bit of weight off of the legs, work to keep that left knee right over the ankle and kind of walk the toes back on the right so you really get a nice long leg, and then lift your heart just a little bit. So your hips are as low as they'll go and the heart is lifted. Breathing here, and then push. Now the weight goes off the hands and onto the feet. Push them away from each other. Start to rise the hands up for that crescent lunge. Take 1 or 2 breaths here. Keep drawing that right kneecap up. And then bring the hands to that left knee or to your blocks, either one. And we're going to step right to the top of the mat. And exhale in the fold. Inhale, lift. And fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. It's kind of intense when you have to do that step up. Let's try it on the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the left. 2 lanes of traffic. So take a moment using your blocks or whatever supportive device you have to help you work to get that right knee directly over the ankle. And then work to get the left foot back and draw that left kneecap up. So the knee is coming down a little bit. See if you can pull the kneecap up. Get the hips as low as they will go. My hips will not go as low on this side as they do on the other. And once you have your good footing, push the feet away from each other, lift the heart. Start to soften the hands off the weight and rise into your crescent lunge. 2 or 3 breaths. Placing the hands on the block or on your knee and stepping and folding into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, hands to heart. Empty coat sleeves, let it go. It's a lot of work for those legs. Now we'll take just a little bit more flow, moving through into some side plank options. So in side plank, you have several choices, and we'll explore those when we get there. Okay, landing in your mountain. Find your breath. This is the perfect time to bring joy back to your mind. To say, where do I sense a bit of joy and gratitude for this in my life? There be the sensations in the body A moment of respite at the end of the day. Inhale and raise the arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and step back on the right, coming to runner's lunge, 2 lanes of traffic. Keeping your right hand down, turn towards the knee into that runner's lunge or twist or dragonfly twist. Stack the shoulders, 1 or 2 breaths. Bring the left hand down and then the right knee comes down. Untuck the toes and sweep the arms up. Bring that right elbow across the left knee and then come into prayer hands. Now you can stay right here or you can tuck the back toe. Lift the knee coming into a crescent lunge with a prayer twist. 1 or 2 breaths here. Unwind, crescent lunge. Exhale, fold, and step back to your plank. And then push the hips high, coming to down dog. Inhale the right foot high. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Lengthen it out. And now we're going to take a side plank. So you can bring the right knee down and roll into a knee down side plank. Or you can take the right knee and sweep it under the body. Extend that foot out in front of you on the floor with an extended leg side plank. Whichever one is right for your shoulders and for your core work. Breathing. And then bring that hand down and push that right foot back to the sky. Exhale, draw that knee towards the chest and bring that right foot forward in the lunge position. 2 lanes of traffic, the left hand is down, turn towards the knee, stack the shoulders. Bring the right hand down and step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Feel the shoulder blades slide down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms back, come up tall. Exhale, release. Little empty coat sleeves. And we'll take those moves on the other side. There's many ways to do side plank. And I like to kind of practice through all of them, saying what is going to be the area where I have just the lightest challenge, because I have definitely experienced that my shoulders can get overdone if I go into a side plank that I don't have enough strength for. So listen carefully to your body as you're doing this practice. Finding your mountain again, tallness in your spine. That breath, letting a little bit of smile come into your heart. Inhale, raise those arms. Exhale, fold at the hips. Feel the tailbone reaching back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and step back on the left. Keep the left hand down, draw the left kneecap up as you twist into the dragonfly twist. 2 breaths. Bring the right hand down, step the right foot back, push to down dog. Lift the left foot, really lifting that heel and pointing that toe. Then bend the knee and stack the hips to kind of open in that fire hydrant pose for a breath. And then coming into your side plank, reaching that foot out in front of you, or knee down side plank. Lifting up using the core muscles here on the side body and breathing. And then planting that hand down, returning to three-legged dog. Exhale, draw the left knee in towards the chest and bring that left foot forward for runner's lunge on this side. Right hand down, take the twist. Bring the left hand down, and with the exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And release. Letting go, letting go. And then just coming to the top of your mat for a breath or two. Letting the tension out of the body. Settling in. Finding that ujjayi breath where you narrow the throat just a little bit and can hear the breath flowing almost like the ocean. Feel the weight in the heels. The feet are aligned parallel with the long edge of the mat. We're going to reach the arms just a little behind us and then lower into our chair. And then bring the hands to the heart. Draw the right elbow over the left knee or just to the inside of the right knee is fine. Coming into a prayer twist. Let's take 5 breaths here. Push into the heels and come all the way to standing. Bring the hands to the back of the nape of the neck. Squeeze the glutes so the front part of the hips push out. Lift through the heart. Spread the elbows. Inhale the arms up into that Y. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Now taking it on the other side, feeling the weight in the heels. Reach the arms back just a little. And as you sweep them forward, let the hips come nice and low. Bring the hands to prayer. Left elbow over the right knee or over the left knee. Turn the heart towards the wall and 5 breaths. Sweep it all the way up. Squeeze the glutes so that the front of the hips open. Lift through the heart. Hands behind the neck. Elbows wide. Reach the arms up high. And exhale, fold at the hip. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep to the top. Exhale, release. Now we'll move forward with our flow. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. And lift. And fold. Stepping back to plank. And push to down dog. We'll pause for a couple breaths in down dog. Down dog can be more of a resting posture versus chair or Utkatasana. It's also known as difficult pose. We did it well. Letting the heels land just a bit here. Inhale, raise the right foot up nice and high. Point through that toe. Exhale, bring that foot between the hands. We're going to come into a warrior one footing So that's 2 lanes of traffic. The back foot is off to pointing to about 10 o'clock. Push the feet away from each other and rise up. Heart faces forward, hips face forward. Warrior One. Option for temple fingers if you'd like. 1 or 2 breaths here. Release the hands. Let them float down till they come behind the sacrum, interlace. And then as you draw the hands down, let the heart lift. We'll come to a humble warrior now. So folding at the hips, option to release the hands at any time. And bringing the hands down to the mat. Put the back toes now into a warrior 2 position. So the back toes are now going to 9 o'clock. Bring the right elbow to the right knee and then draw your bow. So lift up with that left arm and bring that bow all the way to the sky. Extended side angle. Breathing. Option to let that left arm reach over the ear. So you have like that spear-like energy from the left heel through the left fingertips. A couple more breaths. Sweep that arm back, coming to warrior 2. Arms are parallel to the earth and the shoulders drifting away from the ears. And then sweep that back arm forward as you lift the heel, crescent lunge. At any time, feel free to place your hand on a block or chair, something to stabilize yourself. Exhale, fold. Step the right foot back to meet the left. And take a flow here. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, push to down dog. Take a breath or 2 in down dog, and then we'll take those moves on the other side. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale, bring it forward between the hands. Back toes are off to about 2 o'clock. Rise in warrior 1. Let the hands come down, interlace behind the sacrum, and maybe this time switch the grip. Draw them down as you lift the heart open. And gently let yourself fold to the inside of that left thigh. You can use a block here to support yourself in this fold. Release the hands down to the mat. Bring the right toes to 3 o'clock and let there be a heel to arch alignment in the footing, so it's 1 lane of traffic. Bring the left elbow to the left knee and draw your bow. Draw that right arm up, straight up, 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 all the way open. Extended side angle. 1 or 2 breaths here. And let that arm come over the ear. A lot of weight in that front heel, but a little bit of traction on the back leg. Sweep it up to warrior 2. 1 or 2 breaths. As the back arm comes forward, lift the back heel, crescent lunge. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Push to down dog, or feel free to take a flow first if you'd like to. And then meet me in down dog. 3 to 5 breaths here. Let the belly fill with the breath. On the exhale, let the navel scoop in. You're always welcome to come to child's pose during this part of the practice. Option to float forward into plank. Take a breath there. Or two, push back to down dog. Once more to plank for a couple breaths. Down dog. Bring the knees down to the mat. Walk the knees forward through the arms. Bring the hips down. And we'll move more on to our core practice and then unwinding our practice. So we'll take a little bit of a boat posture, Navasana here. So finding kind of that soft spot where you can kind of rest. And boat can be done in many different fashions. So make sure your bottom is comfortable. You can leave your heels down. Make sure the heart is lifted. Or you can bring your shins up. You can extend the feet or the arms. And breathe. 3 to 5 breaths. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Bring that left hand to the bottom of the left foot as you draw it in to a half cobbler. And then take that right hand behind you and let that spine get long and revolve to the right. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, revolve. And release. And now we'll come back to Navasana or our boat posture. Finding your way into the posture that works for you. And breathing. Raise the arms up. Exhale, bring that right hand down to the sole of the right foot as you bring it into that half cobbler. You can use the elbow to press the right knee away. Press the left hand behind you. Lengthen up the spine, and on the exhale, revolve to the left. And gently releasing. And then we'll let ourselves down the rest of the way down onto the mat. And we'll prepare for a bit of a bridge here. So bring the heels back behind the glutes. Let them land. The knees, the hips, the heels, all kind of in the same line. And you can let the hands rest alongside the body. Lift the toes and spread them a bit. Let that weight land in the heels. And then on the exhale, push the navel down towards the mat. See how that raises the tailbone a little bit? With the next exhale, roll up into your bridge, squeezing the glutes. Maybe roll the shoulder blades under just a little bit. Your fingertips may touch the heels of your feet. Draw the knees together just a little. Push the feet into the mat if you've got a nice sticky mat. Breathing. Engage the pelvic floor here. Use the exhales. Bring all the weight into the left heel and float the right heel for a moment. And then switching, bringing all the weight into the right heel and float the left for a moment. Both feet down, align your bridge. And then vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly let the spine crawl down to the earth, bringing the tailbone towards the heels. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Make some nice circles with the knees. And then the other direction. You can draw a smile from hip to the tailbone to the hip, whatever feels good to you. And then take your block, bridge up just enough to slide a block underneath the sacrum for legs up the wall, Vipariti Karani. Bring the knees in towards the chest and let the heels go up to the sky. You can just let the feet float there. Let the breath exhale. Option to roll the feet if you want to, or stretch anything that feels good to you. This is your practice. Always remembering this practice is for you. Letting the feet fall apart a little bit if that feels good. A little bit of an inner thigh stretch. And then letting the heels come back together. Bring the right ankle across the left knee for the number 4 or eye of the needle posture. Slide the hands behind the left leg and your right elbow goes against the right thigh. Gently draw the left leg towards you. Keep the right foot flexed. And the stretch is in the outer right hip. And leaning off just a little bit more to the left intensifies that. And gently releasing and letting that right leg go long. We'll bring the left ankle across the right leg. Let your hands come behind the right leg, the thigh. Left elbow against the left thigh. Then draw that right knee towards the chest as the left foot flexes. And breathing with that stretch. And releasing. Let the right knee come in as the left heel goes long and drift down towards the mat, opening up the front of that left hip flexor. And you can walk your hands up the back of the right leg, stretching the hamstring a bit. And the calf. Pedal the foot a little bit. And then gently switching. And the right heel goes long and the left leg comes in for a good stretch on the back of the left leg. This is a time when you can use your strap if you have one. Just slide it around the foot. And that lets you have just a little bit more mobility with that leg. Straighten through the knee a little bit more. And your hands don't have to reach as far down the leg then. And when you're ready, stretching out the back of the legs, let the heels come down to the earth. Push into the soles of the heels, soles of the feet, slide the block out. And then let your hips come down and we'll take a long spinal twist. The right leg goes long. Take the left knee into the right hand. Bring it across the body. You can extend the foot out. Take the left hand out in a T with the gaze. And reach for it behind you. Take a big breath in here. See if you can release the shoulders to the earth. Letting go, letting go. Slide the right hand underneath the left knee. Bring yourself back through center. Move the hips just a little bit over to the right. Left leg goes long. The right knee comes into the left hand. The right arm out in a T as the right knee comes across the body And the left leg extends. Big breath in. And the gaze is off to the right. Releasing, letting go. And gently bring yourself back to center. And if you still have a lot of lights on in your room, you might want to dim those at this point. Bringing yourself into our final resting posture, Shavasana. Getting yourself comfortable. Letting the body unfold onto the mat. Let the weight of the body come down to the earth. Nice big breath in and exhale. You have performed your practice perfectly. Take a moment of gratitude for what you have done for your body and how your intention is to care for your body that holds your life. Let the brows soften and the eyebrows drift apart a bit. Softening into the cheekbones and the jaw. Letting go. The tongue thick and the voice box soft. And the shoulders heavy and drifting away from the ears. And the weight of the arms growing heavier. Each exhale lets the torso rest a little more on the earth. And the hips heavy, soft and warm. The left leg all the way from the hip, through the knee, through the ankle and out into the toes, heavy, heavy, soft and warm. And the right leg through the hip, the knee, the ankle, the toes, heavy, heavy, soft and warm. The whole body down, just exhaling and letting go, yielding and surrendering to the earth. No place to go, nothing to do, and no one to be but who you are already. Present and aware in this moment. Noticing the breath over the heart and resting here. Can I let go just a bit more? revisiting your intention for joy. Is there something in this moment that is bringing you joy? Letting it rest on the heart a moment as you begin to find a little movement or stillness in your body. Taking a bit of a stretch or drawing the knees in towards the chest. Bring a little comfort to the low back. And when you're ready, joining me in a seated posture. Bringing the hands to the heart. Thank you for joining me in practice. May you have a beautiful week, filled with moments of joy. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me. So nice to practice together. I hope to see you again next week.